Okay, so welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Janice Osagwe Igodaro. Video from the title, you already know what I want to talk about. And no, please, I'm still in my 20s, in my mid-20s, I think so. Oh no, gradually, let's just leave that. It's not just 20s basically. It's basically like from when you're 17, 18 till like you're 23. You see those years I just mentioned, like from 17 till 23, your emotions are all over the place. Like you're everywhere. You feel like you don't have time. You feel like you're in a rush. You feel like you have to achieve this. You have to, be done with school. You have to go for NYC. You even have to be married at that age. But man, life has a way of doing its own things. But basically, this video is to come and say or some of the things I learned in my earlier 20s, and I feel like I should bring this video here for it might help somebody or some people, or it might just help anybody. Actually, I will start with saying that you have to be intentional. Yes, you're in your 20s, like those years are your years when you feel like you've been listening to your parents' advice, you've been listening to your guardian's advice, you've been listening to your spiritual leaders' advice, and now it's time for you to do you. Listen to friends, people that like are in your age group and they know better, and they've had, maybe some of them might have had experiences, and they feel like whatever your parents have told you, just show it off. This is university, this is college. You need to live up to standards so that you can be on the same level with everyone here. And you feel like okay, my parents said I shouldn't do this, but this is what my friends are saying, and then you're just trying everything, and then you end up making mistakes, having bad experiences, and you're not happy about it. Then you start getting emotional, depressed, frustrated at a very young age. There's enough for you to experience all of that, because adulthood is real. When you live, like when you are in that age gap, you still have your for some people, not everybody, but majority of us, you still have your parents backing. They are sponsoring you. You still have your pocket money. They are paying your school fees. Basically, they are giving you keeping you sustained, financially and even materially and otherwise. So you feel like you just have to be everywhere, and you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional about the kind of grade you want to graduate with while you're in school. You really have to be intentional about what you want, even at that age. Especially when you're going into academics, you have to give yourself that time, or tell yourself that, okay, I want to graduate with the first class, I want to graduate with the second class. Say that you really have to be intentional, because by the time all your friends are telling you need to shove off what you've heard from your parents, this is a new life, this is a new phase, each and every one of us, we are in the same age group, we're in the same age brackets, and this is what is trending for us now, not what your parents have advised you, not what your guardians have advised you to do. So just know that you're coming in now to do new stuff. That is why you see that some youth tend to do some things in certain way in school, and when they go home they are all quiet looking, humble, naive, but when they go to school they are completely different set of people. Let me take for example some people who don't, maybe their parents don't allow them to wear trousers at home, or even like they check their clothes to ensure and make sure that they don't have trousers. But in school, they have all the latest jeans, rugged jeans, and all sorts of jeans in school. So that is why you see such things happening. That's just an example, but you get the picture, right? So I'll say be intentional about whatever it is you're doing. Don't let friends be your guide to validation for who you are and what you are. That is why it's basically good to be certain and be sure of who you are and what you want out of life, even at that age, because those are the age there where you get to see friends that will either make or mar you, basically. And I would say another thing is leave regrets outside and take lessons from experiences, especially from others, because you wouldn't want to be in a bad position then have a bad experience before you learn your lesson. Yes, some people will say that experience is the best teacher, but I would say no. If you have an opportunity or you've come face to face where you have someone who has had a bad experience and they're telling you, oh, this is what I experienced, and you have sense, please take from that experience, take a lesson, learn a lesson from it. You don't have to experience it for yourself. And if eventually you already have like had this bad experience and you already made the mistake, right? Let me say the word, you've already made the mistakes. Don't put yourself in a box of regrets, because regret is like a box where you begin to, keep on looking back at, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done this, or I shouldn't have said this, I shouldn't have done this. You keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I would say like regret is a box that keeps you rotating around your mistakes without moving forward. And you don't want to be in that position at any point in time. You want to live past that. You want to go past that. So leave regrets out of it from whatever mistakes you've made. Another thing is for you to get a skill. This is so important. Yes, education is important. Also, getting a skill is important. Get a skill that you're passionate about, build on it, make it professional, and be a master of it, because it will help you at the end of the day. Especially if you are in a country like mine where the employment rate is low and jobs are there with qualifications that are not reachable. You're a graduate coming out from university and a company is looking for something you specialized in school, but they're asking for years of experience and you don't have that. What do you do at the end of the day? You know definitely that you have to start from somewhere, right? So if you're not able to get that, you can't sit idle and waiting for manna to fall from the sky for you to, before you know that you need a skill or you need to get something going for yourself in the meantime before you actually get a job or get occupied with something. So I would say get a skill, like whatever it is, but let it be something that you're passionate about and something you enjoy doing, so that you don't get tired of it and you're not being forced or pushed to do it at the end of the day. So get a skill, be a master of it, and build on it. In fact, some of the people I know that are thriving right now in their businesses, they are now their own owners of their businesses. They started while they were in school, and it started small with little or with the little they had then. And because of the environment where you get to see a lot of people, they will always want to patronize you. Students will always want to have certain type of thing, something is trending, they want to have it. So they captured that at that very early stage, and people know them for that now, and they're thriving in their businesses. So I would say do what makes you basically happy, and if your the career path you've chosen hasn't chosen you, you have to do something else and earn a living for yourself. But other than that, get a skill, and also train yourself to be a better person, in the sense that you don't want to be everywhere, from one party to another party, from one friend's house to another friend's house. You're everywhere, you're loud, you're noisy, you're just all over the place. No, train yourself in composure, in character, in attitude. Train yourself in the sense that you're reserved. When you come into a place, people will want to listen to you by the time you open your mouth to speak. But if you're someone who you're carefree, you're careless, people will not want to listen to you. Be like, okay, you're just here again to make noise. Train yourself to command authority and respect. It's important, because you would want to grab attention of people when you enter into a room and you're about to say something. Everybody pauses to listen to you. It's a good feeling, trust me. You would want to have that feeling if you're in your early 20s, and that feeling helps you build your confidence, helps you build a lot of things. And when you leave that environment and you go for that, you're not scared of anything or anybody. You're bold, you face challenges and all of that. So it's something you should work on in your early 20s. Another thing, you should also know that there is no rush and there is no pressure. I feel like one of the things that causes pressure, other than people putting pressure on you, is you putting pressure on yourself. putting pressure on yourself is basically putting yourself in a position where you are giving yourself deadline, you're limiting yourself to want to do a certain thing right now, and at the end of the day, when you're not able to achieve it, you get disappointed, you get frustrated, you get really angry and furious. And trust me, it's not a good feeling, because it also reduces your self-esteem, it reduces your self-respect. So you wouldn't want that. Don't put pressure on yourself. No pressure, no rush. Life is one step at a time. And this brings me to the next point. I would say your time will come, right? Before I started this video, I did the research. Why do different countries have different time zones, right? And Google said that because the earth rotates round, and because it rotates around the planet and the sun, by the time it gets to where the sun is, the other side of the earth that is rotating gets dark. Where it rotates around again, the other side becomes bright, like that. So just because your friends are achieving things, or hitting certain milestones, doesn't mean that your time will not come. So give yourself that breathing space and allowance, and know that your time will definitely come. I'll also give an example of iPhone users. You know that there are some type of things you want to do now, maybe in tech or with photography, and you can use your iPhone 8, your iPhone X, your iPhone 11, 12, and all of that to do that your iPhone 6 cannot do. Now, the people who bought iPhone 6 when it came out and it was trending, can they do those things now? No. But so what I would basically say is that your time is the time for you. Like, your time is the right time. There's no such thing as African time, or that you're too late or you're too early. It's just that when it happens for you, that is your time. So don't be in a rush to fall into another person's time, because then you get to make certain mistakes and even decisions that might not be relevant in the nearest future, in the nearest foreseeable future of, say, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, even for a lifetime. So I would say your time is the right time, not another person's, right? Your time is the right time. So don't put yourself under any pressure, basically. I don't want this video to be too long, so there'll be a part 2. For now, enjoy this and watch out for part 2. Until then, I would love to see your like, your comment, your share, your subscription, and all of that on here.
I'll see you